goblin let go, and out came his hand. "Oh, you've tricked me," he said. And he started to stomp his feet. And he stomped his feet so hard that he exploded into a million pieces. And that was the end of that goblin. The next night, Hershel sat at the table, got the menorah ready, was about to light the candles when in came another goblin, bigger than the last one. And he stomped in, saying again, "Hershel, you will not light those candles, for we hate Hanukkah. You may not do it." "Oh," said Hershel, "no matter. I was going to play a game of dreidel first anyway." "Dreidel?" said the goblin. "Goblins love games." What's the point of dreidel?" "Well, you play for money," said Hershel. "Money? No. They love games, but goblins love money more than anything." "Okay," said the goblin. "Tell me the rules." "Well," said Hershel, "spin the dreidel, and there are little signs on either side. Well, first you've got to have some gold. Do you have any gold?" "Ah, do I have gold?" And the goblin plopped down a huge bag of gold on the table. "Oh, good," said Hershel. "Good. That'll do very nicely. Now, here are the rules. If the dreidel lands on the letter shin, that means you give me a handful of gold. If it lands on hay, you give me half of it. If it lands on gimel, you give me all of it. And if it lands on none, well, then I don't give you anything." Now, you may have gotten the idea that these goblins were not particularly bright. This was no different than the others, and he said, "All right, these are good rules." "Spin the dreidel," said Hershel, and the goblin spun the dreidel. "Too bad, it landed on gimel. You have to give me all your gold." "Oh," said the goblin, "oh, spin again. You spin this time." And Hershel spun. "Oh, it landed on none. I don't have to give you anything. Oh, that's the end of the game." "Do you want to play again? You'll need more gold, because I have it all." "Oh, no, I hate this game, and I hate Hanukkah. Light your candles if you will, but you'll be sorry." And that goblin flew out the window. Well, the next night, and the next night, and the next night after that, Hershel tricked the goblins that came. And finally he had come to the seventh night. He lit all the 7 candles and paused. Nothing. No goblins anywhere. "Oh," he thought, "maybe I've finally reached the point where there are no more left except for the king of the goblins." And all of a sudden, there was a great roar and a wind that went through the synagogue so fast that everything flew about, and thunder and lightning came. The candles stayed steadily burning, though, and the table didn't tip at all. Suddenly there was a loud voice. "Hershel of Ostropol, do you know who I am?" He said, "Oh, it must be the king of the goblins. You aren't supposed to come until tomorrow night." "Ah," the voice cried out, just as though he was right next to him. "I am millions of miles away, but I can see you and I can hear you. Hershel, this is your last night to enjoy Hanukkah. Tomorrow I will come." Oh, Hershel was very, very frightened, but he prayed, "Oh, Lord of the universe, help me find a way to trick the Lord, the king of the goblins." He thought all the next day, and that night when he got ready, he put the table right by the door of the synagogue, set up the menorah and the candles and the matches, but didn't light them. And then he sat and waited. It got very, very dark. And all of a sudden, the wind blew just as it had blown the night before, and thunder and lightning filled the air. And all of a sudden, a huge, huge presence filled the doorway of the synagogue. Oh, Hershel knew it was the king of the goblins, but he determined to be very brave. Hershel of Ostropol. Who's there? Said Hershel. It is I, the king of the goblins. Oh, you're not the king of the goblins. You're some boy from the village, just playing tricks on me. No! He said, I'm the king of the goblins, be afraid! Don't be silly. You are not the king of the goblins. I can't even see you. You don't look very big at all. You are not the king. You need to come and light a candle so I can see you. Now, the king of the goblins wasn't bright either. He walked to the table. He lit the sharpest candle. He lit the next candle, and then he shouted out, Hershel, do you know who I am? Oh, I still think you're one of the boys from the village. I can't see you. I can't see you at all. You're not very big. You actually could see him, and he was really scary looking. But Hershel shook in his boots, but determined to be brave. Light some more candles, if you will, and then I can see you well. And the king of the goblins did. He lit every single candle. And then he said, Hershel of Ostropol, who am I? Queen Esther, he said. What? He said. You may joke, but it'll be the last joke you ever make. Ha, said Hershel. Ah, get out of here, or I'll beat you senseless. What do you mean? Said the king. I can destroy you. No, said Hershel, you cannot destroy me, for the magic is broken. You have lit all the Hanukkah candles. The king couldn't believe it. All of a sudden, there was a huge stomping and a roar of wind, and the synagogue split apart. Hershel suddenly found himself on that hillside. Silence all around. The synagogue was gone, but the table and the menorah and the candles, still burning brightly, remained. Hershel looked down at the village. All the lights were on. In every house, menorahs glowing. The magic truly had been broken, and suddenly he could smell the wafts of latkes. Ah, I will go down to the village and celebrate the last night of Hanukkah. And that was the story of Hershel and the Hanukkah Goblins. Next, my friend Rick Cuttle has a wonderful song to teach us. Chorus and sing.